Namaste, dear listeners. I am your host, Ryan. Happy to welcome you to Epic Tales of the Mahabharata, an exciting journey finding the timeless moments of courage and devotion in the Pandavas' exile. Episode 13 Tales reflected how the Pandavas sought knowledge and divine wisdom in the face of adversity. It had the extraordinary powers of Rishi Agastya, the unflinching selflessness of King Ushinar, the lessons that came from sage Ashtavakra, and PM's heartwarming yet humbling experience with Hanuman. Such stories revealed how the Pandavas were strengthened, humbled, and motivated to survive the exile. Today's episode continues the narrative, focusing on stories that resonate deeply with the Pandavas' struggles. We'll hear about Rishi Mudgal's patience, the shocking abduction of Draupadi and its impact on the Pandavas, and the moving tale of Savitri and Satyavan, a story of love that triumphs over death itself. Let's begin. A Brahmin named Rishi Mudgal lived with his family. The Rishi had a magical pot which could double the food when the guests arrived. He would eat every 15 days after everyone had completed their meal. Without food, he would simply consume the grains like birds. On the 15th day of the full moon, Rishi Durvasa arrived, who was known for his anger and ill behavior. He came shouting, "Mudgal, I am hungry, give me food." Mudgal served food to Durvasa in a silver plate. Durvasa ate to his heart's content and took the remaining leftover food. Every 15 days, Durvasa followed this ritual. Despite months of torture by Durvasa, Mudgal remained silent. Sage Durvasa then told Mudgal that there is no one like him in the world who follows dharma in its true spirit. He was a living example of a person who had control over the senses, who had overcome displeasure and fear, practiced truth, charity, and empathy. Sage Durvasa then blessed Mudgal to be taken to the heaven in his present form. When an Apsara appeared in a chariot to take him to the heaven, he declined, saying that he did not want to stay in heaven, where there is fear, fights, and constant threat of demons. Mudgal stayed in his ashram performing his dharma and finally merged in the supreme truth. The story of Jayadratha is one of arrogance, insult, revenge, and ultimately destruction by Arjun. One day, as he was passing through the forest, he chanced upon Draupadi. Her beauty blinded him, invited her to be his queen. When she refused, he warned her. Draupadi, proud enough not to care for death, replied, "I am the wife of the Pandavas. You should leave before they return." Jayadratha, however, paid her no heed and instead kidnapped her. When the Pandavas came to know of the incident after their return, they were furious. Bhima and Arjun pursued him. Driven by rage, Arjun rained arrows and isolated Jayadratha's chariot. Bhima attacked him. Draupadi demanded vengeance, but Yudhishthir stopped Bhima from killing Jayadratha because he was Duryodhana's brother-in-law. Instead, they mocked Jayadratha. The hair on his head was shaved, except for 5 tufts, and he was set free. Jayadratha humiliated and furious, contained his anger and began a penance for Lord Shiva. Shiva appeared and said, I cannot grant you the boon to defeat the Pandavas. However, I can grant you one day to overcome all of them except Arjun. Jayadratha accepted the boon with delight, patiently waiting for the right opportunity. Now, let's hear a story of love and hope. Savitri was the daughter of King Ashwapati. She was known for her beauty, intelligence, and devotion. Her father allowed her to choose her husband. During her search, King Dyumatsa was the ruler of Salva. Misfortune had struck, and he turned blind, lost his kingdom, and was living in exile with his family. Satyavan was his son. He was noble, virtuous, and kind. Savitri decided to marry him despite learning from sage Narada that Satyavan was destined to die within a year. She was loyal and in love, so went ahead with the marriage. As the day of Satyavan's predicted death neared, she began intense fasting and praying. That day, she demanded to accompany Satyavan into the forest while he gathered wood. As he worked, he suddenly felt weak and collapsed. At that moment, Yamraj, the god of death, appeared and took his soul. Savitri followed Yamraj, walking behind him with unwavering determination. Impressed by her devotion, Yamraj offered her 3 boons. So, she could not ask for Satyavan's life. She asked for her father-in-law's eyesight and kingdom to flourish, so that all her family prospered. For her second boon, she asked for her father to prosper. She cleverly requested to be granted a child with Satyavan for her final boon. Realizing he had been outwitted, Yamraj, pleased with her wisdom, granted Satyavan's life back and allowed him to return to the living. Satyavan awoke as if from a deep sleep, and together they returned home. Each story we've explored today mirrors the Pandavas' experiences during exile. Like Rishi Mudgal, the Pandavas were tested in their commitment to dharma, choosing selflessness and righteousness over vengeance and indulgence. The abduction of Draupadi made them realize their vulnerability, but they were united in their determination to protect each other at all costs. The story of Savitri and Satyavan reminded them that love, endurance, and strategic intelligence can conquer even the most imposing, formidable foes. As we close this day's session, let us reflect on their timeless lessons. Question number 1. How can we, like Rishi Mudgal, remain steadfast in our principles even when tempted by worldly rewards? Question number 2. What does the Pandavas' response to Draupadi's abduction teach us about the importance of unity and protection in relationships? And question number 3. How does Savitri's tale inspire us to face our troubles with courage, intelligence, and love? Thanks for joining me on this journey of epic tales of the Mahabharata. If you liked this episode, share it with your friends and family. And do not forget to tune in next time as we unravel the wisdom in this timeless epic. Until then, stay curious and inspired, and may Dharma guide you. Namaste.